What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy Dtlf back on another pregame live stream. My apologies. I'm late. I went out to visit my brother and my family out there in by Palm Springs, the high desert. So I got back as soon as I could. There was a little bit of traffic, but we just made it, guys. And Lakers versus Grizzlies. Uh, we really need this win. Not for the record purposes. We got plenty of time to get that right and everything, but more for LA sanity, man. We just lost the Dodgers last night, unfortunately. We get eliminated, and we could really use a win now to pick up our spirits. But regardless, it's a new day, new opportunity. Looking forward to today's game. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have the exact same starting lineup. So I did want to discuss that a little bit and why that would make me really unhappy if we catch another L, which we shouldn't. But you just never know. It's the NBA. We're going up against the highly talented, one of my favorite young players in the league, John Morant. And it'll be interesting to see how we match up. Now, this game here, third game of the year, I'm very interested to see how we respond, how our body language looks. Everybody looks happier today. Obviously, winning cures everything, but still, man. Bottom line is we still haven't hit the stormy time of the year yet, and we were already making headlines and news. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow, which is the start of the next week, we're gonna hear a bunch about the whole AD Dwight situation. But I'm ready to put that behind us, and hopefully the Lakers are as well. Now, this is a type of thing that could, that type of adversity early on could either help propel us forward and get us together, and you know what I'm saying, or it could end up being something that's detrimental, and moving forward we'll point at that as to why we started to slide a little bit. But look, I think Rob Pelinka said it best. They had a little film session. There was a clip going on around social media where they said, listen, we have probably one of the best teams assembled in a long time. Is just we got to play together, and that's what the Lakers have to do, man. The leadership has to step up. They have to rally the troops and get everybody to buy in. It's key, right? You can the schemes and all that, the rotations could be off, but if the team buys into a winning formula, which is everybody sacrifices and plays for the betterment of the team, then I think we should be all right. But I'm looking forward to today, man. Very much looking forward to today's game. What's good, everybody? Welcome to live stream. How do you guys feel about the team early on, man? Are you guys down? Are you guys like me, where you feel like it's still early? Yeah, there's been some pretty bad things early on, but we have to look at the silver linings in all of this. Or remember, we started the season with a ton of injuries. No Trevor Ariza, no Kendrick Nunn, no THT, to name a few, and still we haven't even seen Wayne Ellington yet. So, very curious to see, how when those guys come back, how they're implemented into the rotation. Now, shout out to the Rams, by the way. Shout out to the Rams for holding LA down, man. 6-1. The Detroit Lions put up a fight, but we do what it does, man. He said, I heard that video clip was before the season, Dan. Was it? Well, man, they should replay that right now, because that basically hits home after last game. I really don't like that lineup. Yeah, this lineup is a little wonky. What's up, Rios? What's up, girl? This lineup with DeAndre Jordan, a lot of people are upset because he's got like stone feet. He's like a gargoyle out there, man. He's frozen, especially off of pick and rolls. So we need the team to basically pick up the slack. Especially, what I don't like is the slow starts. I've told you guys about this before the season started. We need to make sure we get off the better starts. So far, 0 for 2 as far as quick starts go. Now we need to get off the quicker starts. The Rams game was crazy. I was there. That's what's up, Alfonso. That's dope, bro. That's dope. I bet it was. Rams keep rolling, man. They keep repping LA. Still proud of the Dodgers, even though they got eliminated. They fought hard this postseason. Injuries and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see, man. What channel is the Lakers game today? Spectrum Sportsnet. I don't believe this is a nationally televised game, so it should be on Spectrum, man. If you don't have cable, I can hit you with a link, but you got to follow me on Twitter for that. You said, DTLF, we need AD to take over consistently. I just feel like his leadership needs to get better. Okay, we talked plenty about it this weekend. You guys seen the video I posted from Kwame Brown. I think he hit the nail on the head right there. And so, with Anthony Davis, we know he's the best big in the game when healthy and when he's mentally there. But I haven't seen that type of domination he did in the bubble, or even the type of domination he has done in New Orleans. And that's the AD we want back. We want him to we want him to come to life here. And all that negative energy that he had towards the referees and stuff. My thing is this, okay? These players are superstars. They're Hall of Famers. They get paid to play basketball. Now, I understand the officiating will be horrid at times. And the last game was a perfect example of that. But we have to play through it instead of whining and complaining. Sometimes we weren't even running back on defense. Lakers can't focus on that. We have to get out and finish the task at hand. I feel like even though the officials changed the pace of the game, we allowed that distraction to take us completely out of the game, and we stopped playing. We were playing excellent in the first quarter, and then second quarter from hell came around, and it was all bad. But you know what? Magic Johnson said he feels like the Lakers are about to have the best game of the season. Let's see. Let's see how they respond, man. Let's hope that they squash everything for reals, and hopefully this is a building moment for them instead of the opposite. That's what I'm hoping for. He said final score, Lakers 124 to Grizz 111. That'd be great with the 124, but I want to keep the Grizz under 100. I want the defense to really dig in tonight. I want us to show our defensive identity and how we can be, start building towards a championship team. And remember, defense wins championships. Offense is great and all, but you still need a lock up on the other end. As the Brooklyn Nets, they're 1-2 this season, and defense has a huge part of that, plays a huge role in that. He said, Dtlf, what do you think about Bradley starting at shooting guard? I don't mind it right now due to the injuries. I think that coach really should tinker with the lineup. Most dutifully, we're 0-2 in large part to the fact that even though he hasn't played heavy minutes, we got to set the tone early. And starting with DeAndre, maybe this game he'll be all right because they don't have like a really dominating opposing big, but who knows? Because Steven Adams can hold his own. People forget he got traded there, right? He, especially defensively, can hold his own. So I don't expect DeAndre to get more than 10 to 15 minutes tonight. Max. He said, message sent on Twitter, homie. I got you, brother. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'll get on Twitter. I can't, be on both at the same time. So as soon as I get off of this, I got you with some links that Laker Nation has provided in order to help you guys out for sure, man. He said, Rams kicked Goff's butt today. Lakers need a win now to follow it up. Yeah, man. Jalen Ramsey with the interception. It was great, man. I saw it live. So it was look, the Rams they keep rolling, but this was a team we had to beat for sure. He said, Hornets looking good, bro. Melo looking solid. LaMelo Ball is exceeding everybody's expectations. I don't care, if you've been a fan of his for the longest. I don't think anybody thought he would adapt to the NBA this quick. Now, some people probably did, but for the most part, he's even exceeded my expectations, and I'm very pleasantly surprised. Heck, he's my girl's favorite player in the NBA, so that tells you something, right? And she's a casual watcher. So he's very fun to watch play, and he's very young. He's an enthusiast. He has a lot of enthusiasm, and he just he's great for team chemistry. He keeps it loose. The guys joking around, but they're still winning while having a good time. I think that's something really rare. I don't think I remember somebody that encourages teammates and they have a good time like that since probably Magic Johnson. Or maybe you can say LeBron. LeBron's that type of teammate when they're winning, especially, right? DTLF AD needs to start at center. I am very confused because all the rumors were, hey, Anthony Davis is going to play a lot more center. So far, we're 0-2, and he hasn't made the shift. It looks like this game he's not going to make the shift either, since they're starting DJ at the center. Now, my curiosity goes to, I want to see the body language between AD and Dwight. I'm sure they'll both share the floor at some point tonight. I want to see if they're on the same page and see what happens with their chemistry moving forward. I'm super curious about that. I think all eyes are going to be on those two, both on and off the court. So we'll see. It's up with it, DTLF. Love, respect to your Lakers and the city of Los Angeles. He said, I think Anthony Davis should learn to play the 5. He is very talented, but sometimes AD comes off as mentally weak. What do you say? I mean, that's been his criticism. That has been his criticism throughout. But you know what? When you play for Los Angeles, man, the magnifying glass, the scope is a lot bigger, And so you get a lot more criticized. I mean, I don't think Russ has been criticized his whole career, but I don't think like this. So far, 0-2, people are already talking trades. That's got to be a record and how quick people want to trade a player. And as far as AD, it was all sweet when he was in New Orleans because he was in a small market team. But when it came to the best, biggest team with the biggest sports media coverage of them all, the Lakers, now everybody's looking for weaknesses to AD. For me, he just needs to show his leadership qualities a little bit better. You don't need to, like Kwame said, you don't need to talk down to teammates. Dwight Howard is an accomplished player. Probably, most likely, yeah, he is going to be a Hall of Famer. Multiple-time All-Star Defensive Player of the Year, multiple times, all that good stuff. You put some respect on his name. You can't get in his face and stuff like that. Needs to find a better way to lead. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand people say, "Hey, Dwight is a goofball and this and that," but that particular situation, even though I'm not a fly on the wall and I couldn't really hear what they were talking about, Dwight was just sitting down. And I understand frustrations boil over, but you got to find a better way to lead. No matter how you slice it up and chop it up. People were like, "Dan, you tripping? You act like you never been on a team." Blah blah blah. I've been on a team, but I'll tell you what. Even if I'm on a team, if a player's better than me on that team and he gets in my face, I'm swinging. I don't care how good he is. You understand? You have to worry about a man's pride sometimes. It's not all about who's better in the pecking order and talking down to others. No, leadership is not only about talking down to players and getting on their case, but it's also about uplifting them and helping them. Don't go from 0 to 100 real quick. If you blow up on somebody, it has to be a build up, right? But look, bottom line, hopefully they all put it behind them and it helps us moving forward, because that had to be a learning situation for everybody involved. He said, Jackie said, "Dan, you're right. Harden is struggling with the new rules." I told you guys he would, and I'm glad you remember this, Jackie. I can see right through James Harden. He's very skilled, very talented, but he is one of the biggest floppers I've ever seen. And that's the only reason I'm not a fan of his. I'm happy that he's complaining and he's upset. It's one of those things where justice is served, and I hope that the NBA doesn't bend their rules to accommodate him, because he really hasn't been effective to start the season. Maybe he'll adjust and he'll stop flopping and he'll use his actual skill set. But yeah, Harden is one of the least likable players in the NBA, unless he plays for your team, I guess. But he's one of the least likable players in the NBA because he just flops all over the place, man. Keep doing great work and keep inspiring. Thanks, big baby. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, brother. Man, it's a pleasure and an honor. Even when I get upset, man, it's very therapeutic for me, because we get to talk about it, and then I feel better when I get off of the video. You know what I mean? So even the previous game when I came on halftime and everything, that's me venting, man. That's me being a fan, just like you guys, and being frustrated for what I see. And so I felt a lot better when I got off, even though we lost. It's therapeutic, man. So I appreciate your guys' kindness, your guys' participation. Again, this is the People's Channel, man. So you guys really make this thing go. So I appreciate that, man. Chris Paul's a flopper. That's another flopper right there. I can't stand. And he still get the calls, unfortunately, but it's only a matter of time for they make the proper adjustment on him as well. And watch, he's gonna start crying just like James Harden. Dan, I watched Harden in Houston when he played against my Lakers, and watching the flopping is worse in person. It's horrible. Like, I really don't understand. I got friends that are big James Harden fans, and I asked them, dude, how can you support a player that just cries all over the place? And they're like, it's part of his skill. I'm like, well, that shit is gone now. That part of his skill is out the window now. So what's going to be the excuse now, right? I don't know, man. It's the modern. A lot of these modern star players are like that. They love jumping into players and drawing contact. It's almost like a lazy brand of basketball. I remember, and I don't mean to sound like an old head here, but I remember 90s and 2000s style basketball. People worked for their buckets. They were actually getting fouled, and ones that they were actually working for with the footwork and everything. That's way more impressive than watching somebody pump fake somebody, jumping into their chest and drawing 3 free throws. And then you wonder why they're breaking all these star records. The biggest insult to injury for me was when they were starting to compare Kobe with James Harden. We even had some of these ESPN so-called analysts say that he was even better as far as the ISO score. I said, get that shit out of here, man. James Harden is not a fraction of what Kobe used to be as far as footwork, work ethic, and just skill set. He's probably 1/10 of that, probably, if he's lucky. You know what I mean? So it was just a big insult, and I think that's the reason I really can't stand these players. They live at the free throw line. And I hope that the NBA really adopts this rule moving forward, but for all players, because we saw Steph Curry get some of these flopping calls against us early on. We saw Chris Paul in Game 2 get some of these flopping calls against us. We saw Devin Booker, all these guys still continue to get these calls. So I wonder if those rules don't apply when we play those players. I don't know. But we'll see. He said, Dan, as a Laker fan, aren't you worried once LeBron retires, who is going to be the leader? I don't see it being AD. Can we trade Davis now for Damian Lillard? No, I'm not going to trade a 28-year-old beast for a 32-year-old declining player who probably has 2 to 3 years left of prime basketball. That is not good. And also, one of the major rules is you don't trade, bigs that don't grow on trees for guards that you can get a dime a dozen of. Now, I'm not saying Damian Lillard is not special, but I'm also not saying that you can't find another Damian type player out there, a Davion Mitchell, somebody like that, young and up and coming. You can find those players. It's harder to find the AD hybrid types. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though people are disgruntled with this, current play, I really hope he picks it up and shuts this all up, because Anthony Davis he is an enormous talent, and he has a very bright future moving forward. I don't think, again, we have to look at the body of work. And you know what I'm saying? Like, when you bet on something, you don't really just look at one or a small sample size. You got to look at the body of work. Hey, my boy Johnny. Oh, my goodness, man. With a 50 piece, that's how you feel? Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for the pick me up. That's really dope. He said, let's go Lakers. Yes, sir. By the way, Johnny, man, tonight I think is going to be a very special night if the Lakers can pick it up and start playing better. Sometimes I'll say this. A team needs something crazy to happen just for their emotions to snap out, like snap out of the bad funk that they're in, right? I think the Lakers have now realized that shit is getting real, and they're going to have to start playing for reals, like 48 minutes a game. They can't take breaks and stuff like that, man. But, man, I appreciate the 50 piece, brother. Thank you so much. You're the best. He said they can't have Rondo and Westbrook playing together. I really don't understand why Austin Reeves hasn't got PT. Like, that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that, Johnny? That bothers me because every single opportunity he's gotten, he's really showcased his talent to the max, in my opinion. And I think he even fits with the starting lineup. So the fact that he's not getting nothing but other than garbage time, I don't like that. And I think that's where the coach fails, man, because we need coach. We need coach to be smarter and play the best situational lineups, and whoever's playing the best, whoever has a hot hand over the veterans, over the favoritism. We don't need that type of coach. We already had those with Byron Scott and Luke Walton. Nah, we don't need that type. We need the right type of coach. We need the smart one. Crazy stuff, man. Did you see the Portland versus Phoenix game? Our Lakers need to learn from that game. I didn't see it, Jennifer, but I did see the scoreboard. You know what? A lot of people are going to make excuses and say, oh, okay, they were tired from playing us. But there's no excuses in the NBA. You got 30 piece, period, right? And it just shows you that, hey, they're not that great of a team. It's just that the Lakers are mentally struggling right now. For whatever reason, we're not swimming. We're sinking. And we need to start swimming, man. We need to get our paddles out and start swimming before the ship really sinks, right? So people talking trades and all that stuff, it's way too early for that. Give me at least 10 to 15 games before I can even consider a trade. Right now, I'm really hoping that this team steps up, and I hope that they use the struggles from the past to learn from them and get better. We need to. I know Coach had a ton of game film to show these players, but they got to step up, man. No more excuses. This is not preseason no more. And I told you guys about building those bad habits. I feel like those always carry over. But this ain't preseason no more. It's now or never. We got to play. We got to show up. My guy said a big reason why we are mentally struggling is because the team fit is just not good. I can see your point, but come on, man. You telling me you got LeBron James, one of the GOATs. You got Anthony Davis, one of the best big men in our game. You got Russell Westbrook, steroids, aka heart and hustle. You got Rondo, we're talking about one of the best floor generals to play this game. You got Carmelo Anthony, a killer, somebody who's timeless. He continues to get buckets. What he has, 16 points the last game. And you got young talent like Austin Reeves, and even though he's not playing right now, THT. You're telling me they can't make that work? I don't know, man. I refuse to believe that. I'd have to see a bigger sample size to believe that, my friend. But bottom line is time will tell. We'll see who is right. You guys who are naysayers of Russell Westbrook and this team's fit, or me who believes in this team and feel like it's just going to take a little more time to gel. We'll see. Russ is our Dennis this year. You think so, William? I don't know, man. Dennis was pretty bad. One thing I did see from Russell the last game, he almost had a triple-double, and the effort was there. He was getting blocks, rebounds. He was out here hustling. So Dennis wouldn't do that for you, man. He was busy thinking about Call of Duty while he was out on the court. He was short of the ball, hitting him in his head from not being a participant in the game. So I'm not sure about Dennis, brother, as far as that goes. But look, I'll tell you this, man. If the Lakers get this right, I think they're going to change a lot of opinions. A lot of opinions. And it's a lot of mental errors being made out there. A lot of mental errors, man. A lot. So I think time will tell, but we'll see who was right. There's a 50-50 chance that you guys are right. 50-50 chance that us, the more positive, believing in this team and still think we have more than enough talent type people are right. But we'll see, okay? I want to be proven right and not wrong. If I'm proven wrong, I'll be disappointed. If this team doesn't have what it takes in it right now, then I'll be proven wrong. He said, hey, Dan, you have grown in the 5 years you have had this channel. I'm glad I came across your page in 2016. I think it was keep up the good work and positive vibes. Jason Black, I appreciate you, man. Thank you guys so much. We're all trying to grow the channel, man. And by the way, if you guys haven't participated, Phone Call Fan Fridays is where it's at, man. You guys really get the mic. And I get to listen to you guys and respond to you guys instead of you guys listening to me and responding to me. So I love it. I'm a big fan of a lot of you guys. A lot of you Laker fans are super educated, man. And I love listening to your perspective. Sometimes it's different than mine. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't think of stuff like that before. So make sure you guys participate in that, man. It's going to next week. It'll be interesting, especially with the long week we've had ahead. I'm looking forward to you guys' phone calls. So let's see what happens. Did you see Cam Payne trash talking? Yes, we did. We saw Cameron Payne trash talking, but that's kind of what he does. Cameron Payne is not a very smart player if he's going to come at LeBron like that. That's all I got to say about that. But, as far as, LeBron James registers, he's one of these great players. They register stuff in the back of the head, and then later on they bring it up. It's like, okay, when LeBron James is dunking on Cam Payne and he's flexing on him, he's going to remind him, it's like, I told you. And you'll see, man. He might drop a 50 piece the next time we play the Suns. Who knows? But the great players, they always register the maliciousness from these little dumb role players, and eventually it's going to come back to bite them. Kobe used to do it all the time. Jordan used to do it. You don't want to add any more fuel to their fire, to these legendary players, because they don't need more motivation than they already have. So it's going to be crazy. I appreciate you, Jason. Thank you so much, bro. And you guys are the best, man. I can't believe my boy Johnny hit me with the 50-piece in pregame. Usually those come postgame, but my boy, man, crazy out here, man. He said, yo, Dan, I just finished watching my Thunder. It was a fun game tonight. Did you guys win? How's Josh Giddey doing, bro? I haven't really been keeping up with the Thunder, but it's gonna be interesting to see how you guys develop. He said, I think the Lakers need some youth with this game. I believe they'll have trouble keeping pace with the Grizzlies. Well, the main player that you're talking about is Ja Morant. If we can slow him down and prevent his easy transition buckets, we'll have a good chance, man. To be honest with you, tonight's probably the easier game in the season that we've had so far. The first two were tough, especially because the referees were not on our side. But tonight should be a dub. Now, nothing's guaranteed. It is the NBA. Somebody could get hot and have a career night, and you never know. So the Lakers can't take this team for granted at all. We got to treat them like we're playing the Warriors. We got to treat them like they're one of the best in the West. They got to have that mentality. But me speaking strictly as a diehard fan, I can say that tonight should be a victory, and the Lakers should secure their first win of the season tonight. I'll be really disappointed if they don't. I'll tell you that, because even though it's early, when the boat starts sinking, you really want to patch up the hole before it gets bigger and there's more turmoil. You really don't want that. So. My boy Arthur Worth says, Dtlf, the role players need more shots. Bron and AD taking the majority of the shots. That's on the coaching staff. Coaching staff needs to figure out a way to get other players involved more. I mean, Carmelo's getting plenty of shots, so if we're talking about role players. What's up, Lee? Did you see that punk Jay Crowder push Anthony Davis last game, bro? I wish someone would let that dirty player have it. I can't stand Jay Crowder. He's a punk. Even a loyal Nuggets fan can see that Jay Crowder is a punk, guy. So, a lot of people think it's just us Laker fans making up stuff. It's not. Most people don't watch our game, so they don't know. They think we're crying. But the truth is, yes, we are victims of other players getting away with stuff, and sometimes it comes back to injuries. I hope it doesn't happen, but yeah, we got to protect our players. And in those situations, I do wish we had like a meta world peace type enforcer because, man, Jay Crowder already got rocked once before by J.R. Smith. Man, it's bound to happen again if he keeps up with the little gimmick play. I don't like that. Russell Westbrook under or over 15 points tonight? I'm gonna go over. I need him to continue to stay aggressive for sure, man. He said, Dan, did you start this channel in 16 or 17? I started it in 16, but I didn't really go hard till like halfway through 17, to be honest with you. I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think so. I think that's how it was. So yeah, I got about 4 years on here for sure. More or less. He said, that's why we need somebody like Keith. Yeah, sometimes you need that player because these guys think they can come into Staples Center, dance on our home floor, and do all this disrespectful stuff. Cameron Payne, Ratatouille type stuff, and then get away with it and just walk away, unscathed. Nah, sometimes you need somebody out there to just chicken wing them one time, just whack, just one time. Is that I expect AD to dominate today. Actually, who I expect to see really aggressive? It's going to be LeBron James. LeBron James, to me, is still the leader of this team, and I think he's going to set the tone. But I would love it if it was AD or Russ because they need to take some pressure off of LeBron. We can't have him carrying again this year. And so far, he's the leading scorer on this team again. So I really need Brody to step up big time. And I really hope that if he gets it going early, coach doesn't take him out like last game because it changes up the pace and it takes away the momentum he had, man. He was out here rocking the baby and stuff to start the game. So that's the Russ we want to see for sure. Dan, I will be watching the Lakers tonight. There you go. Howard for 12. He said, I need a blowout. I need a blowout tonight, Lakers. Let's go. I just need a win. I don't care how it happens, man. It could be ugly. It could be sweet, but let's just get a win for sure. What up, Alex? What's up, bro? He said, hey, Dan, I've been watching you for 3 years. Love from McAllen, Texas. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for the support. You guys, man, my day ones mean so much because y'all were supporting the channel before it got big. Y'all saw the potential. So I really appreciate y'all for giving this kid an opportunity, man. That's what's up. Campaign has the most punchable face in the NBA. Cameron Payne, man. I'm shocked how some of these role players, like the Reggie Jacksons, they suck on other teams or when they first start their career, and then all of a sudden when they play the Lakers, they just, for some reason, it's like their time to feast. Is weird, right? Do you guys notice that happens a lot? Like we be giving up career highs like this, and I don't like that. Maybe we're too focused on the star players that we allow these guys, but no excuses. We have to tighten up our defense and make sure we're way better in our communications and our defensive sets. What's your favorite scary movie? Actually, my girl loves scary movies. I like anything with a good story. I'm a big fan of like Hills Have Eyes, stuff like that. I don't know if you consider that more like gruesome than scary, but nothing really scares me like that, man. I've seen movies like The Witch. Those are pretty trippy. Yeah, probably like Hills Have Eyes, movies like that for sure. Link to the game. I got you. Follow me on Twitter, man. Information down below. He said, Dan, I think we need a 3-and-D if we want to run AD at the 5 so we can get a rebound. We have a 3-and-D. His name is Trevor Ariza, but he's injured, unfortunately. And right now we don't have any more roster spots open. I think Avery Bradley could hold up his own as far as 3-and-D goes. I know he's a little on the smaller size, but it's all good. He said, hey, Dan, are you still doing the podcast? You know what? The podcast didn't get too many listeners, so I just thought, oh, maybe, fans aren't interested in that, so I just left it alone. But if you guys request it back, I'll definitely bring it back because I had so many ideas for the podcast. But for now, we're really fully focusing on the channel, especially with the phone call Fridays, man. That's pretty dope. And I'm glad, we were able to balance, because a lot of fans didn't like phone calls and a lot did. So we're able to balance and give you guys both, what you guys want. I love the channel, Dan. Let's get this win from Michigan in the house. Appreciate it, Sean. Thank you so much. My favorite horror movie is The Orphan. I like that movie, but I wouldn't call it horror. That's more like a thriller to me. But then again, nothing really scares me and my girl like that. So, but the orphan is good. I like the twist in the end. Won't give up anything if you guys haven't seen it. He said, Dan, I am praying that the Lord will help us win this game. We should have it, Gabe. Trust me, man. I'm going to have to stay a little bit longer on the post-game recap if we don't get this win. That's all I'm going to say about that. But anyways, guys, the game's about to start, so I'm about to get off, man. Thank you guys so much for the donation, especially my boy with the 50-piece, man. Thank you so much, bro. God bless you, man. I hope it multiplies your blessings times a million. All you guys, man. And thanks for the support, everybody, for smashing the like button, subscribing, all that good stuff. Truly helps the channel keep breathing, and you guys are the heart of Laker Nation, so you guys are the blood that pumps through this channel as well. So thank you guys so much, man. Much love. I'll see you guys right here for the post game. Go Lakers, man. Please get us a win. Put LA back on track, man, because we're hurt from that Dodgers series last night, man. But all right, guys, enjoy the game, and I'll see you guys